Pain heals. Chicks dig scars. Glory lasts forever.
Indiana Fever, Las Vegas Aces. They got together and they discovered the cure for insomnia. If you can't tell in my voice, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate all your support. Hope you're having a fantastic day or night, I guess, at this point. Shout out to the 19. Let's talk about this banger of a game. First of all, in the grand scheme of the season, big win for the Fever. The Aces are a terrible, terrible basketball team, but it is a big win for the Fever. It really seemed like both teams wanted to lose this game. Let's dig into this just a little bit. The shooting was absolutely abysmal by both teams. Fever had one quarter over 20 points. Look at this, 18, 17, 27, 18. The Las Vegas Aces were even worse because I tell you, while the Fever did not play bad defense, the Aces had plenty of good looks. 18, 23, 15, 14, 29 points in the second half, which is, I will say, again, a huge thing for the Indiana Fever with the second halves they've been happening. Look at this. I mean, other than Jackie Young, the Aces were terrible. 27 of 67, only 2 of 15 from 3. Asia Wilson only had 6 rebounds, only 7 of 17 from the floor, despite the amazing whistle that she has. Well, besides Jackie Young, the only player that was really any good offensively and rebound-wise was Melissa Smith, folks. 10 points, 4 of 8 from the field, 10 rebounds in only 26 minutes. Shout out Melissa Smith. But here's something even wilder when we scroll down to the Indiana Fever. Natasha Howard had a really good game, I will say. 18 points, 13 rebounds, 5 off the offensive glass. The rebounding was abysmal by both teams, which allows a little bit of hustle. The same thing we've always said that's good about Angel Reese. She does hustle for boards. Natasha Howard had that going on tonight, was able to grab 13 rebounds because of it. But check this out, folks. Aaliyah Boston was 6 for 18, missed a lot of easy shots. Kelsey Mitchell Arika'd her way through this game tonight. 8 of 24, never met a shot she didn't like. 3 of 9 from 3. 8 of 24, folks. 8 of 24. That means she was also 33% from 2. 5 of 15. Her and Aaliyah Boston combined 14 of 42 from the field. And yet, the Indiana Fever pulled off a big double-digit win. Ari McDonald was solid tonight. I'm going to give her credit. Kudos. Shot well, I should say, when she got open threes. She nailed them. Um, Sophie Cunningham. I want all the apologies for the people who were bashing Sophie Cunningham. She wasn't getting the ball. She wasn't part of the offense. They were not giving her the ball for open shots. She's getting looks now. She's on her game. 4 of 5, 3 of 4 from 3, 4 of 4 from the line, 15 points, 3 rebounds. Brings that energy to the court every single night. She has been on an absolute roll. She has been crucial to this team winning some games without Caitlin Clark, and she's going to need to be big going forward. Look, 3 of 4 from 3 tonight, but let's go back. These are the 5 games before tonight. Last game, 5 of 8 from 3. Game before, not great, 2 of 8. Okay, 2 of 8, not great. 5 of 12 overall, but still played a solid game. 2 of 3 the game before that. 2 of 3 the game before that. 4 of 5 the game before that. You know what that is the last 6 games? 18 of 31 from three-point range, folks. Sophie Cunningham has been absolutely crucial to this team being in games. She has really, really come into her own and gotten her shot going lately, which is they're going to need. She's going to have to continue that. They're going to need it going forward. I would like to see instead of splitting up. Now, Lexi Hull again did not shoot well tonight. Hey, it happened. She's been, well, I think she's going into tonight was still fifth in the league in 3-point shooting. I'd like to see more of her overall game, get back to that like she had at the beginning of the season. But I'd also like to see more of Sophie and Lexi on the court together. Now, they were on the court together at times, but I don't think it was necessarily enough. I don't know why Dantas only played 2 minutes. She didn't even take a shot. It was good to see Timpson out there. 4 rebounds in only 7 minutes. Also played solid defensively. That one offensive rebound, boy, did she get up. The girl, the woman, she has hops. I hope to see her start playing consistently. That has been a big problem with Stephanie White is Michaela Timpson can play 15 minutes, play well, and then not get in at all the next game. Oh man, but look, their aces are not very good. I know this now makes them 12 and 12, but they're just not a very good team. Good team. Look, Stephanie White seems to care more when Caitlin Clark isn't playing. I mean, that's just the way it is. She complained more in the first quarter alone about stupid stuff than she did all season long trying to protect Caitlin Clark, her star player. Now, one clip because this is. I started thinking. I don't know if y'all were watching, but this is. Watch this. Asia Wilson commits an obvious foul. The official basically has the view that you have right now. And this whole time until the whistle blows, look at the look on her face, okay? This and she got the call. This was not called a foul on Asia Wilson. This is called a jump ball. That's a foul. She reaches around. She grabs her hip with the other hand, and she's smiling that entire time because she knows I'm Asia Wilson. I'm going to get this call. Aaliyah Boston is absolutely right on this. It is a terrible call. There's no doubt in my mind that there is something going on with the officiating for Asia Wilson. This is not people just nonsensically complaining, oh, she gets a good whistle. No, she does. This is a corrupt Wilson to a corrupt calls that Asia Wilson is getting to the point that I'm really not so sure Asia Wilson is that good. And I know I'm going to get, oh, what, the. Folks, when you have a whistle like that, because she gets it on everything, she gets them on defense, she gets it when she's on offense. That's why she goes to the line so much. How can we actually judge whether or not she is a great basketball player on her own when the whistle is intertwined with her play so much that you just can't separate the two? You cannot separate the two. And I'll leave you with one other call that tells you again how anti fever and pro Asia, obviously, but anti fever this is. Let me see if I have the right one. Yeah, this is a foul called on Sophie Cunningham. But there are a couple points I want to make on this, besides it being just a terrible call on Sophie Cunningham to allow Alyssa Smith to go to the basket. Yeah, did y'all catch that? Let's go back. Yeah, we'll go back right there. This is a foul called on Sophie Cunningham, folks. Now, here's the question. Here's the question I want to ask you. Let me know in the comments below, or something to think about. Could you imagine Caitlin Clark being the recipient of that whistle? Caitlin Clark would set a record for points scored in a WNBA season, not even including her field goals. She would shoot that many free throws that she would set the record on free throw points alone. That is how utterly ridiculous this entire league has gotten. Oh my gosh, there was a jump ball with Lexi Hull in the fourth that should have been a travel on the Aces. And then the Aces won the tip, got a bucket. Now, it doesn't mean anything now, but it made it a closer game at the time. The Aces sort of fell apart at the end. There was a terrible low IQ shot by Chelsea Gray early in the shot clock where she took a Caitlin Clark three-point attempt and was short on it when it was only 75-70 with, I want to say, a minute something left, which was an absolutely terrible, terrible decision by Kelsey Gray. And that pretty much did it. The Fever got the rebound there, and that pretty much closed it out for the Aces. That they were pretty much done at that point. But this is a big win, big win. Now, luckily, although Mitchell was only 3 of 9, The Fever were 11 of 23 from three. Take away Kelsey, and that's what, 8 of 14 from three for the rest of the team. And that includes an 0 and 5 from Colson and Hull, which is absolutely wild. I don't know what Sidney Colson's doing turning the ball over 5 times in 18 minutes. That's not good. But look, it was a win. Again, oh man, if you watched it, I'm sorry. It was a painful game, and I'm not saying that to bash the WNBA because even in the NBA with great teams, I mean, sometimes there are just games that are ugly to watch. And the way the shooting went, you've got Aaliyah Boston and Mitchell taking most of the shots for the Fever, and they were terrible. And the entire Aces team was terrible, 2 of 15 from three. Like I've said repeatedly, this is a team in the old guard WNBA way is a team that has enough talent to win games. Are they a team that it's going to be a lot of fun to watch? No. No, because we all know what the WNBA was like before Caitlin, but I think we also know that Fever fans, Caitlin Clark fans have players that they do want to root for and they do want to support. Completely get that, but here's the key. Like I just said, big win. This is a team that can win games without Caitlin Clark. They have enough WNBA talent to do it, and especially when you've got 8 of 13 teams making the playoffs, right? If we go check this out, that has puts them, I think, sixth now. Now it's stacked there at the bottom, so a couple games here or there could cause problems because there you go, you've got the top eight. They're already all the way down at six, so 13 and 12. Okay, but I don't think the Liberty or the Lynx are gonna be caught, but everyone else. I mean, they're what, 3 games behind the number three Mercury, and actually only 4 games behind the Liberty. But I think the Liberty will stretch that out. But so that's 3 games from the Phoenix at third to the Fever at six, and the Aces are only a half a game behind the Fever. The Mystics are only a game behind the Fever, and they're even in losses. The Valkyries are only a game and a half behind the Fever, and that's because they've played 3 less. They're even in losses. And then the teams out of it, the Sparks are still 10 and 14. They've got a shot, folks. I mean, I think there are legitimately 10 teams vying for 8 spots. It is pretty bunched up. So the Fever are going to have to continue to win some games. But as you can see, they can go all the way from 3 to out of the playoffs at 9 or 10 if they have a stretch of good or bad games at this point. And they've got, let's just take a quick look, upcoming schedule, because I want to talk about Caitlin just briefly and the importance of that. They've got Chicago Sky coming up next. It should be a win. Now, again, you never know, and that's why they play the games, but it should be a win. The Mercury, they are a good team, but I think they're a very beatable team from what I've seen. The Wings, obviously, we know are a beatable team. The Storm, even the Storm are who the man, I just blanked, but somebody let me know who the Storm just got smoked by. I think they just got blown out by somebody they shouldn't have lost to if I'm thinking of the right team. But there are wins at worst. They should go 2-2 in that. Could easily be 3-1. And then it's the Sparks again after that. Now I know the Sparks seem to have the Fever's number, but maybe they can figure that out because that is the other thing. They need to win the games they should win, right? They can't be dropping games to teams that are below them. They can't be dropping games to the Sky. They can't be dropping games to the Sparks. Teams that should not be making the playoffs, the Fever cannot lose to those games. But see, then that's what I mean. In the next 3, they've got the Sparks and they've got the Sky with the Mercury. So again, now we're looking at going into August 9th, what, 2-2, 2-1, 4-3 at worst through the next 7, 5-3 if you include the Wings, and then that's going to be a big game against the Mystics, and then they've got the Sun again. So they've got the majority of their games going into the next few 3.5 weeks are winnable games even without Caitlin Clark. Now, when is she coming back? No idea. Nobody seems to know. All we've gotten now is there isn't a further injury, which is weird. Instead of giving us an opinion on the injury that she had and what the timetable is on that and what the injury actually is, we don't really know anything. So now it's becoming a little mysterious into, hey, what is going on? How hurt is she? Is she hurt or is she injured? What is the nature of the injury if it is an injury? What does the rehab entail? What does the time frame look like? We don't know any of that stuff, which is kind of it's a little weird. I know a lot of people get into privacy and all that, but like I've said in a previous video, it's a little different when you're talking about players and injuries. We're not talking about anything else with their medical history or any of that. We should know a little more than we do. And then so now then rumors start of the Fever keeping it out. Maybe they're looking to trade her. Maybe Caitlin Clark demanded a trade. Maybe the medical staff has told her that it's worse than it is, or they're telling her she's okay and she's feeling pain. Those are just things I'm throwing out there based on other stuff and other players and other sports that have happened. There could be a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't know. So we have no idea. Caitlin could be back next week, or she could be back not at all this season. We really don't know. But if it is an extended bit of time, and that's why I wanted to show you this, the Fever have a lot of winnable games coming up in the next 3.5 weeks. So if Caitlin is out that long, they should still be in a good position in terms of the playoffs for when she gets back. Because then again, remember, if it is another 3 or 4 weeks, then we're also looking at time that it's going to take for Caitlin to get back into basketball shape, to get her rhythm, to get her game legs and all that stuff. So you're looking at more time. If she was to come back, say at this date, say she comes back for that Connecticut game, although I guess that probably wouldn't be smart. So she comes back for the next one, say August 19th or 20th or what it is, then you're probably looking at into September before she's really back, if that makes sense. But I should have a video on the whole, because it'll dive into this a little more, the strength training and the bulking up and all that stuff that's going on with relation to her injury. I should have that out tomorrow, but I'm going to leave it there. I appreciate you checking out this video. Thank you so much. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content and have not done so already. Have a great rest of the night and or morning. I know we got the people all around the world talking, so who know? I have no idea where it is, what time it is while you're watching this. But and have a great night, morning, day, whatever it is you got going on. I'll talk to you in the next video.